Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl, the Brooke, Ashley, and tonight, you guys already know why we're here. We are here for the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 5. And let me just say off rip, guys, this season so far is giving me my life. Like every single episode so far has been 10 out of 10. Just the shade, the drama, the sprinklings of the drama already just is giving me life. Like this is a really good season. We're only 5 episodes in and they're already giving it to us, okay? Like, they're giving to us what the Atlanta girls should have gave. So, I have my Pinot Grigio already ready. I had to pre-pour it. I'm pouring it up now because we got to get into it. We don't have no time to waste. So let me just take a sip. Oh, that's so good. Let me get another one. Oh, that's just so good. So delicious. So I digress. Without further ado, let's just get on into this episode. We start off with Candiace. Y'all already know I don't like Candiace, but I digress. Start off with her, and she's in her house, and her and Chris are there, and they're just talking and joking. And so Monique, I'm getting all the names twisted up. My God. So Candiace is on her computer. And Chris is like, oh, babe, what you doing? And she's just kind of like, oh, I'm just sitting here house shopping. And he was like, girl, we don't got no money. Like, we don't have any money. Cut it out. So I was kind of like, sis, we saw you last season looking at $2 and $3 million homes. And you and Chris don't have millions. I mean, besides your trust fund that Dorothy won't let you have access to, and the fact that you live off of your mother, and the fact that your Bravo checks aren't really that large, like, just stop it. Just manage to pay that mortgage for wherever you guys are living right now. Make sure that that is paid on time before you worry about trying to pretend like you can afford a $2 and $3, $4, $5 million house. Okay, so I said, girl, why are you playing with our intelligence? Just stop it. So then, Chris is asking her, like, oh, so how was Karen's party? And she's like, oh, we had a good time. And, by the way, Monique invited us at the end to her lake house for a girls trip. So Chris is like, oh, that sounds fun. You guys should have a good time. And so she's like, well, I don't know if I want to go because, me and Monique are in a really weird space right now. And I'm not really feeling her. And we're not really friends right now. And Chris was kind of like, look, just go. Chris, I have to say, even though I get on him for his money being short, I have to say he does have good sense, something that Candiace does not have. And I thought that was very admirable of him to be like, you need to go. Like, it'll be fun. Just go. Like, you and Monique, I'm sure, can just hash out your issue. There's nothing that you can't solve by just talking it out. So then she goes into how she confronted Giselle and pulled Giselle over to the side at the party to try to, make sure that their friendship was intact. So she's like, it didn't go as well as planned. And Chris is like, oh, well, maybe, try to talk to her again. And he was just kind of laughing. I mean, Chris doesn't really care. He's just kind of like, okay, girl, you need to figure it out. Then the next scene is Giselle with the bad fashions Giselle. You have Giselle packing up for the trip to the lake house. And while she's packing up, she calls Jamal's assistant, and she's calling to see when Jamal's availability is going to be so that they can, see each other. And so in the confessional, she's all like, I just wish that I could just see my man. Like, I just really wish that we could, see each other. I wish that, we didn't have to do this long distance thing because I just want to, be able to call him and be like, pull up. And I'm like, girl, shut up. Like, I don't want to imagine you and Jamal. Jamal is not cute. Like, you're corny. Like, and you're very hateful. So, like, I'm not trying to imagine you and Jamal. No, like, just stop. And I thought it was very funny how Giselle had her Louis luggage. I said, oh, yay! We finally have Louis luggage this season. Girl, I could not stop laughing. I said, okay, girl, okay. So then next scene, we see Ashley, and she is getting ready as well for the girls' weekend. And I found this scene to be very disturbing. While she's getting ready, Michael is holding the baby, and he's like, so you're gonna leave the baby like by himself? He needs to be with his mom. Like, you need to bring him on the trip. I was just kind of like, no, she doesn't. 2, the baby will be fine if he's with the nanny for 3 days. Like, Ashley needs a break. Like, I'm not a mother. I don't have children, but everybody needs a break. You're not gonna want to be up under your kids, especially a newborn 24/7. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like really pissed me off because it's just kind of, it shows the imbalance, it seems, in parents' roles, especially when it comes to men. Ashley should not have had a kid with that man. She really should not have. I'm happy that she's set financially, but I just, that just really disturbed me to see that he did not want to watch Dean for a few days so she could have some girls' time without her kid, because that's only healthy, I did not like that. So she ends up making up her mind that she's just going to bring the baby to the girls' trip. So then the next scene is Monique, and it is the day of the girls' trip. And she is waiting for Karen and Giselle. Now, I said plot twist, hold up, wait a minute. What do you mean Giselle is riding with you, girl? I said hell has truly frozen over. So Giselle gets to Monique's house first. And already she comes in there with a tinge of shade because she just cannot help herself. She comes in there saying, why does Monique have that bird? Like, what is going on? I guess the bird is there to listen to her talk because she just talks so much, child. I'm just like, girl, why can't you just come in with a hello? Like, why can't you just say, oh, Monique's house is beautiful? I said, I know she was hating on my good sis's gorgeous mansion, honey. That is an estate, but I digress. Then Karen gets there, and, they're all ready to go. Can I tell y'all, Karen is the MVP of this franchise. Like, Karen is just the girl of, I just love Karen. Like, has just been so funny this entire season so far. So Karen gets there, and so she just had me cracking up because she was just like, Giselle, like, what is Giselle doing here? I cannot believe she's riding with us. Like, wow, like, hell must have frozen over. So then when Karen was like, girl, I hope that Giselle's fashion sense does not rub off on Giselle. When I tell you guys, I died. I said, Karen, you better tell the truth and shame the devil, because we all know that Miss Bryant cannot dress. When Karen said, God damn, that girl can't dress. Y'all, I could not stop screaming. I was like, and the camera was so shady that they panned to Giselle's outfit because she looked a mess. But anyways, all the ladies get in Monique's big pickup truck, and they're on their way to the lake house. And so while they're in the lake house, they're having a key and they're gossiping or whatever, child. And Giselle, because of course she cannot help herself, she brings up the fact that Wendy has been talking about Karen. And so she's like, yeah, Karen, Robin told me that Wendy was talking about your sex life and how you and Ray don't have sex. So Karen is already annoyed. She's like, you know what? I don't know this girl. I don't know why she is in my bedroom. Like, I don't understand why she has anything to say about me. I don't know this girl. Like, she's really giving that Mariah Carey to J-Lo. Like, I don't know her. Like, I do not know this chick. Like, get up off me. So then, they get to the lake house and Monique shows them around. Monique has such a beautiful lake house. It's very pretty. So, she's showing them all around, giving them a tour of the house. And she's just telling them hey, what room do you guys want? And then, this was dope, y'all. Honey, when I tell you that lake house is an estate. When Monique was like, let's hop on a golf cart and drive across to my guest house, I said,
I love it.
I was in high school then, so don't blame me.
this is how you do it. I said, honey, those girls wish that they could say that. I said, honey, this girl has 5 homes and this beautiful lake house is just in a guest house across the estate. I said, that's living. So they drive off I can't speak tonight. What is going on? So they drive off in the golf cart. And so already Monique's like, I kind of get the feeling that you and Robin are going to want to stay here. So, Giselle, you and Robin can have the guest house. So Giselle's like, okay, cool. So they go back in to the house and Robin gets there. And then all of a sudden, Wendy and Candiace arrive. And so they're all like talking and they're all waiting for Ashley. And so here was where things kind of went left already on Wendy's part. Monique was mentioning that Ashley was going to bring her baby. And so you already saw, like, Wendy was just kind of like, wait, what? Like, she's bringing her baby? Like, I thought this was a girls' trip. This is a girls' weekend. Like, I could have brought my baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just had a newborn. Like, I could have brought her. And so then Wendy just went ballistic. And so she's kind of like, Wendy says, I'm a new mother too. That's not an excuse. I'm a new mother too. And Robin and Giselle are like, no, you're not. Like, you have 3 kids. Why are you doing the most? Like, Ashley is a new mother. It would make sense for her to be like, feel super attached to her kid and not want to leave him because, this is her first child. Like, you have your 3 kids in, like, sis, just stop, Like, while they're like talking, whatever, Wendy's like, I want to go deeper with you guys. I want to go deeper with y'all and get to know y'all. So while she's saying that, Monique's bird, T'Challa, starts coming and pecking her. So she's screaming and hollering. And I was like, oh, girl, I wish he would have really just pecked at her and pecked that cheap wig off her head because she is just so aggravating. So while she's screaming and flaring and Monique is getting the bird to like stop harassing everybody, Ashley comes in. She arrives with her nanny. Well, not her nanny. It was her friend who's like a nanny as well. But she comes in with her and she comes in with her baby. So she's like saying hello to everybody. And then since Wendy, now mind you, Wendy was already annoyed after hearing that Ashley was bringing her baby. So now she's like really stank towards Ashley. So all of a sudden, she's like, I could have brought my baby. I could have brought my baby. And Ashley was kind of like, okay, like whatever. So then she's like, why couldn't Michael watch him? And so Ashley was like, well, he owns his own company. Like, he's a real estate developer. He couldn't watch him. So then Wendy's like, well, my husband's a lawyer. And she's like, well, honey, my husband owns the company. Like, he could not, like, you know what I'm saying? So then they start going at it. And then even Robin and Giselle and Karen and Monique are just like, Wendy, like, calm down. Just stop it. And here's what really pissed me off. It pissed me off how Wendy could be so immature and just so disgusting that she would start yelling at this lady while her baby was there. Like, you have a little baby, here, and you're going to start screaming at it, at the baby's mother. Like, that was just so evil and so uncalled for. I don't like Wendy. Like, I know I said that in the last episode, but I really do not like Wendy. She, I think that she's a clown. I think that she's desperate and thirsty for camera time. I think that also she's very immature and she's also very irrational. Yes, I think that it is annoying for your girlfriend to bring her child on a girls trip. Yes, I think that Ashley should have brought the baby? No. But is screaming and hollering and making yourself look like a fool, is that going to change anything? No. So you have 2 options. You can either just shut up and be civil about it like a normal person, or you can say, you know what, I don't want to do this, I'm just going to leave. If you have such a problem with it, you should have just left instead of carrying on and make yourself look like a true asshole. But you know what, Wendy, you're just a true jackass, so I really expect nothing less from you. So then, while that happens, all the girls trying to diffuse the situation. So finally, they kind of calm down. They stop arguing. And then they all like break off into their rooms or whatever. Then Wendy and Monique have a side conversation. And Monique ends up telling Wendy, like, Wendy, if you would have called and asked me if you could bring your baby girl, like, I would have said, yeah, bring her and your nanny too. That wouldn't have been a problem. Monique was just trying to talk some sense into her, but that girl's just such a clown that it just is sad. So then, they get ready for dinner, and while they're getting ready, Candiace takes one of the golf carts and she heads over to the guest house where Giselle and Robin are staying. Candiace was just basically begging for Giselle's forgiveness and for them to be friends. And here's my thing on this. Giselle started it with, you know, being shady on that Bravo TV after show by saying that Candiace couldn't afford a house. And, you know, it's so funny how Giselle said, you know, I threw a little shade, but you brought out a dagger. And it's like, you can't tell people how to react. You can't tell people how to feel. If you say something crazy to me and I say something in response crazier back to you, you don't have the right to be like, oh my God, you hurt my feelings. Why did you say that? You went too far. You hit below the belt. It doesn't work that way. Giselle is one of those people, she can dish it out, but she cannot take it. She hates being outclassed. She hates being outsmarted. And, you know, I will give Candiace that. I don't think that Candiace is such a great reader. I don't think that she's that witty. But in that instance, she bested Giselle in the war of words. She called Giselle's house a teardown, and she called Giselle broke and said that she had to scrape up her last coins to buy that $900,000 teardown. Period, point blank. It was a TKO. Candiace won, and I will give Candiace that. Period. Giselle, stop opening your mouth and stop being shady. If you can't take it, you should have kept your mouth closed. I mean, the person who has the worst fashions, you're like the second brokest person on the show, but you just talk so much. You have so much to say about other people. You're very rude. You're very nasty, very hateful woman. But you want this thing where you can say whatever you want to people, but they can't say whatever they want back to you. It doesn't work that way. So, you know, they're going back and forth. And then Candiace like, look, I'm really sorry. Please accept my apology. I want to be friends. I really enjoy your friendship. And Giselle's like, okay, fine. Like, you know, I had crossed you off of my wedding list. I'm like, girl, Jamal hasn't even proposed to you. So like, just stop jumping the gun. Like, she just always goes from 0 to 100 all the time. Like, you jumping the gun with this man. This is your ex-husband, mind you, who did you really dirty. And here you are already talking about marriage. Y'all have only been dating again for the past, like, what, a few months? Like, just stop. So anyway, she's like, well, you know, you're back on the wedding list. You're not in my A list though, but you're in my B list. You're on the list. I'm like, girl, you are delusional. Please seek help. So then, you know, that's done. And then all the ladies are at dinner. And I have to say, I mean, Monique's backyard, I mean, that was beautiful where they had dinner at. Oh my God, just stunning. And then she has a private chef come, and the food looks so good. So, you know, they're eating, and then Monique says, let's play this game. I think it was a game that Ashley had told her about, and it's to, like, how to get closer to each other. So they all go around the table. They're asking each other really personal questions, trying to bond. So Monique starts it off by asking Candiace how was her upbringing going to, like, predominantly white institutions, you know, growing up as a well-to-do affluent Black person. And so she's like, yeah, you know, going to an all-white school and being one of the few brown girls was really hard on me, really hard on my self-esteem. And so then all of a sudden, Giselle is like, oh, so is that why you had your nose done? And the whole table is like, wait, what? Like, okay. And so Bravo is super petty because Bravo did the side-by-side split screen of Candiace now and Candiace back in high school. And Candiace's nose, it was completely different back then. I was like, first of all, when Candiace first came on the show, I was like, oh, she had a nose job. And it's a cute nose job. Like, yeah, because it goes all the way up. I've always thought that her nose looked very Dr. Seuss-ish. And so Candiace is like really upset that Giselle brought that up. And I was like, again, that's it. See, that was like, that was more passive aggression from Giselle. She's still angry at Candiace, so she just want to throw that out there. I was like, girl, I don't know why you trying to throw this girl under the bus about her plastic surgery. And then Candiace got me even more annoyed, denying it. Or no, she didn't deny it, but she didn't confirm it. She's like, well, were you there when I got my nose job? Like, nose job? Like, what? It was like, girl, your nose looks fake. Like, it looks fake. I don't know why we're playing these games like, you know, you didn't get your nose done. Like, just stop. So then Karen asks a question, and she asks Giselle a question, and she's like, so Giselle, how does it feel, you know, dating your ex-husband again, dating your ex-husband who cheated and had kids on you with multiple women? And Giselle was like, it didn't feel good, And I was cracking up because Giselle really got a taste of her own medicine with that. Because I said, if the shoe were on the other foot, Giselle would be doing the same thing to somebody else. So I said, Miss Karen, you better ride her. You better embarrass the hell out of Giselle, because Giselle has been so hateful. She deserves every piece of shade thrown her way, okay? So Giselle is sitting there looking stupid as always, and she's sitting there talking about, it feels good, but we've grown and he's changed and he loves me and all this stuff. I said, okay, girl. Oh wait, do y'all remember earlier on in the episode when they were driving to the lake house, and so Giselle said she had to leave early for her book? I said, girl, that book only sold 3 copies and your mama bought 2, so stop. So that's done. And then Karen asks Wendy, what is their beef? She's like, Wendy, I heard that you have been going around to the girls in the group talking about my sex life, saying that me and Ray don't have sex. And she's like, I don't know you, girl. What is your issue? So Wendy owns up that she has been making really nasty snide remarks about Karen. And she's like, well, Karen, you've been really mean to me, and then Bravo plays the clips of Karen kind of dismissing Wendy. And so Karen is like, look, girl, I don't know you. We have never sat down longer than 5 minutes. I don't know you to shade you or dislike you. So, I think Karen is lying with that. I think that Karen just does not like Wendy, and she doesn't want to seem rude, so she's just trying to make up excuses no, girl, I just don't know you, I haven't seen you, so, I was like, okay, Karen, you can just own up and just say you don't like the girl, but it's okay. So then Karen's like, you know what, Wendy, let's go out to dinner, let's really get to know each other. So they agree, and they kind of, mend fences. And then Giselle and Robin bring up Wendy's outburst towards Ashley. And when I tell you, Wendy looked like a true jackass at that dinner. I said, you know what, girl, this is just so sad that you cannot even sit up here and acknowledge that you were just nasty and flat out wrong, screaming and yelling at her for no reason. And so, we ended with a to be continued and Wendy refusing to apologize. Y'all, this was a very good episode. Next week's episode is going to be, I don't know if we're getting an episode next week because it's going to be Labor Day weekend, and Bravo doesn't usually play new episodes during a holiday weekend, so we're probably going to have to wait the week after next, which is annoying, but the next episode is going to be really, really good. Yeah, guys, Potomac brought it. And I hope y'all enjoyed this recap. I will see y'all for the next one. And just be on the lookout for new content, y'all, because I am bringing it to you guys, okay? So again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all later.